Are you researching latex mattresses? If so, you've come to the right place. Hello, my name is Lee Carter, President of Sleep Essentials. Sleep Essentials is a company I started about 13 years ago selling big brand name mattresses. The big brand names like you've heard of, Sealy, Serta, Simmons, Spring Air, Stearns & Foster. These big brand name companies. And it didn't take me but 2 years to realize that the bigger the brand name, the bigger the junk. And so through the process of learning, I began to learn that a latex mattress is the best mattress for your money. However, if you're interested in a latex mattress, there's several things that I need to teach you, because there's lots of deception in the latex mattress industry as well. You know, when I mentioned Sealy, Serta, Simmons, Spring Air, Stearns & Foster, the big brand names, those companies are masters of marketing. They make you an inferior product and spin it to you through slick marketing as if it's a superior product. Well, latex manufacturers can make you an inferior latex mattress but make you think it's a real latex mattress. So that's why it's important that I take the time to teach you the difference between latex and synthetic latex, the Talalay process, the Dunlop process, and all the things that involves. Now, as I've already mentioned, latex is the best, by far, mattress you can buy for the money. It's the most durable, it's the most comfortable, it's the best supporting, and if it's natural rubber, it's the most natural. You know, the big brand name companies are primarily produce a polyurethane foam mattress. Your memory foam mattresses are nothing but polyurethane. It's plastic, it's a petrochemical product, okay? But latex, if it's real latex, is the sap of a tree. It's real rubber. And like I said, it's the most durable cushioning material. And if it's real rubber, it's a natural product. But in the latex mattress industry, there is two ways of making the sap of a tree into a piece of foam. This is, by the way, a piece of latex foam here. All latex foams has holes in it. As you can see, it has these little pinholes about every square inch. Whether you do the Dunlop process or the Talalay process, it's still going to have holes. Now, the Dunlop process is the original process. So think of it as the primitive process. The Talalay process is a technologically advanced process. There's more steps to it. And naturally, because there's more steps, the Talalay process is a more expensive process. Now, if you're doing a little homework on the internet, you're probably going to read that the Talalay process is better latex. The answer to that is, it depends. It is a better process because it does produce a more consistent piece of foam. Now, consistency helps the manufacturer, not the consumer, but they spin it to you as if consistency is helping the consumer. Now, here's the explanation of consistency. When they pour in a Talalay process, when they pour for a particular firmness of latex, they get that firmness. So if you're a mattress producer and you need to produce, or a latex producer, and you need to produce a certain number of certain densities, you pour for that and you get that. So you can meet the exact demand. Now, if you're a Dunlop process, it's a primitive process. So if you're pouring for a particular density, when the latex comes out of the mold, it might be a little firmer, it might be a little softer than the density you were shooting for. So each one has to be measured or weighed, and then it's categorized. And so what happens is, if a mattress manufacturer is demanding a certain number of certain densities, the Dunlop process manufacturer has to hold on to a large amount of inventory because he has to call out the ones that met that density and sell them. The other densities that were left off, he's hoping to sell to another manufacturer that needs the higher or lower density. So there's more inventory involved in the Dunlop process, whereas the Talalay process produces a very specific density when they're shooting for that density. Now, as I've already mentioned, the Talalay process is more technologically advanced. There's more steps to it, so it's more expensive. That's why 90–95% of all Talalay that's produced in the world is a synthetic blend. Because the process is more expensive, they offset the cost of the production by using a synthetic material. The synthetic latex is styrene butadiene. It's a petrochemical product that synthesizes the sap of the molecules that are the sap of a tree. And from experience, I can tell you that synthetic latex or blended latex is not as durable as the real McCoy, the real, true, nothing but the sap of a tree rubber. So you're going to hear, if you're doing research, you're going to hear the Talalay, they've got natural Talalay. Well, they can call it natural because it has natural in it. It's typically a blend of 30% natural and 70% synthetic. But they can call it natural because it has natural in it. They can call it organic because it has organic in it. But it's best for you to depend upon the statistics. 90-95% of all Talalays produced in the world is a blend. Now, of the 5 to 10% of Talalay latex that is not a blend, that is natural, still, if you take the Talalay process with 100% sap of a tree, it's a very expensive piece of foam. And so anybody that's producing mattresses with that typically is going to have a much higher price, and it's a little hard to be competitive if you're marketing latex. So, in reality, even the all-natural Talalay has filler. The filler is feldspar. So they weigh it down or fill in, the space, basically the space that they would normally use the sap of a tree with a really inexpensive, I guess you could call it sand. And that blended or latex that has filler in it is not going to last as long as the pure natural sap of a tree. Now Dunlop, on the other hand, Dunlop can be either way. It can be a blended latex or it can be a all-natural latex. Now, the reason I'm telling you all this is because I produce my own mattresses. As I've already mentioned, I used to sell, I retailed big brand name mattresses. And the marketing aspect of my business was to market myself to chiropractors, to physical therapists, to massage therapists, to osteopaths for the referrals of their patients that have back problems. And I was selling memory foam. Well, memory foam doesn't last. Memory foam softens with use. Even Tempur-Pedic's warranty admits it softens with use. So I knew going forward, and I knew from experience that these memory foam mattresses weren't lasting, that I needed a better product. As you can imagine, if a chiropractor refers his patient, I sell him a memory foam mattress. The memory foam mattress wears out 3 or 4 years, gets a body impression in it, or gets soft where you lay. It's not going to support their spine anymore. They're going to go back and tell that doctor or that chiropractor, that mattress that guy sold me didn't last very long. Well, the chiropractor's not going to refer his patient to me anymore. So looking ahead, I realized once I knew that the memory foam didn't last, I need a better product. And I brought in brand name latex because I was learning that latex lasts a long time. And interestingly enough, I had to learn the hard way, just like learning that memory foam didn't last the hard way. I had to learn that latex, most latex made today, is not 100% natural. It is even, in a lot of cases, not even, it's mostly polyurethane. They'll basically take a small layer of latex or a small segment of latex as a core, surround it with polyurethane foam and call it a latex mattress. And that's what I was running into. So as the old saying goes, if you want something done right, you have to do it yourself. I now produce my own all-natural Dunlop latex. Now you're gonna run into on the internet companies that say they have certifications. Now I want to tell you about certifications. There's only one true certification of organic latex. It's called Global Organic Latex Standard. GOLS for short. This is, if you see latex that is GOLS, it is the genuine article. Now mine is not GOLS. I can get you GOLS latex. If you are one of those people that just are adamant about a pure, pure as pure can be, I can get you GOLS latex. But the only difference between the latex that I'm using, the latex here, is this latex is the same thing as the Goals, it just doesn't have a certification. So why pay an extra 10% to get the Gold certification? Now you'll run into other certifications that give you the perception that this is a natural product or a synthetic a latex product and so forth. Be a little leery of certifications. And I could talk to you for an hour about certifications. You want Goals, you want pure natural latex, the sap of a tree. If you want something that's durable, you want something that's natural. And that's what I do. Now, if you're interested in my latex mattresses, I want to share with you how I do them. My latex is a 9-inch mattress. It's made of 3 layers. The 2 bottom layers are the same density. The top layer is softer. And I do 4 different models of this combination. So in other words, my Perfection 40, that's my firmest model, then my Perfection 30, then my Perfection 20, then my Perfection 16. 4 different firmness models to choose from. In all cases, the 2 bottom layers are firmer than the top layer. The 2 bottom layers are the same, but the bottom layer and top layer are different in each model. So in other words, in the Perfection 40, this is very, very firm. This is medium firm. In the Perfection 30, these 2 layers are a medium firm. The top layer is a medium soft. My Perfection 20, the bottom 2 layers are a medium soft to a extra firm. And in my Perfection 16, the bottom 2 layers are an extra soft. The top layer is a super extra soft. So you understand the makeup. By the way, this is one of the mattresses here. My mattress is covered in a stretch knit bamboo fabric. The reason for that is that you want the latex to mold to the contours of your body. And that material that covers it needs to be able to stretch so that the latex can do that. Now, if you're doing a little research on the internet, you're going to find a whole lot of companies that have theirs quilted with wool. And the reason they're doing that is you have to understand, in 2007, the Consumer Product Safety Commission began requiring all mattresses sold in the United States must be flame-proof. Now, the large mattress companies, the big companies that I've already mentioned, they use chemicals. I've had over 200 people testify to me that they think their mattress is making them sick, and in every case, those customers will name one of the big brands. Now, when it comes to latex manufacturers, it kind of goes against the grain to market yourself as a 100% natural rubber, but then put fire retardant chemicals in the mattress. I mean, after all, you're looking for something that's natural. Now, what companies are doing, nobody puts the fire retardant chemicals in the foam. The fire retardant chemicals are in the surface materials where the fire will meet the mattress. Now, these companies that are doing latex, they're advertising they use wool that is inherently flame retardant, and it is. And I can sell you my mattresses with a cover of wool instead of, in this case, stretch knit bamboo. But there's a problem. The wool has to be a tight wove, a very, very tight weave, and that tight weave prevents the latex from molding to the contours of your body. So, mine does not meet the federal flammability regulations. This mattress will burn. Well, all mattresses burn. It just means mine will burn faster than the one that's covered with chemicals or wool. But it's a trade-off. So the only thing I can tell you is that I can sell it to you with a wool cover. It's inherently flame retardant with wool. Or I can sell it to you properly, a mattress that's going to conform to the contours of your body, and it has no fire retardant chemicals in it. But I can only sell you this model by prescription. The Consumer Product Safety Commission requires mattresses to be flame retardant, and mine's not. There's a loophole in the law that says if a mattress is flame retardant, if a mattress is not flame retardant, I can sell it to you only if a doctor prescribes a chemical-free mattress. Now, we've made this easy. If you're interested in really the best feeling, longest lasting mattress, you want the stretch knit bamboo fabric. We take a prescription form, fax it to your doctor or your chiropractor. The doctor signs it, faxes it back, makes the sale legal. and you don't sleep in chemicals. Or I can sell it to you with a wool cover. It's not going to support you quite as well as the bamboo cover if you can't get a prescription. So I can do it both ways. Now, I talked a bit about latex, synthetic versus natural. You want synthetic, you want natural, not synthetic. But there's another little piece of information I want to share with you about synthetic, because people are going to tell you that the Talalay is the most durable, and it's, like I said, 95% of all Talalay has synthetic in it. Now, in 2014, I got a testimonial from a woman who had been trying to find out about latex mattresses. She had several different mattresses. Nothing worked for her. She found a latex mattress she liked, but she had a problem with the latex. Now, I'm going to read her testimonial to you because it's revealing. Something you need to take into consideration if you're concerned about natural versus synthetic. If you're concerned about sleeping in something natural without chemicals versus sleeping in Talalay, which is likely going to be synthetic. She writes, "Dear Lee, while we have never met personally, we have talked on the phone a few times. I cannot thank you enough for your videos on beds and mattresses. You saved my husband and me from buying another wrong bed. Here is my story. 1.5 years ago, we purchased a bed from a well-known bed company. From the beginning, I had trouble sleeping on it. I could not get comfortable no matter what I did. After a while, I started having severe sinus infections. I learned from your video that they use on beds as fire retardants. It is too soon to tell if this bed has anything to do with my sinus infections, but I will let you know this fall. I also learned about latex beds. My husband and I traveled 4 hours to check out a latex bed. I loved it. I thought I had found our bed. My husband brought home 2 samples, Dunlop and Talalay. I handled them, smelled them, and they had a strong odor. That night we put them in our bedroom. I woke up at 3:30 in the morning having a difficult time breathing. The next day I called another latex bed company, and they were very nice and sent me a sample. Theirs was also had an odor, but not quite as strong. I had the same reaction. I itched all over, saw a shortness of breath. My husband and I decided I was allergic to latex." Let me stop there for a minute and let me explain. And when she called me, she said they must be putting fire retardant chemicals, and I'm having an allergic reaction to either the latex or the chemicals. Well, they don't put fire retardancy in the latex foam. It's in the surface materials. She just got a sample piece of foam, is having an allergic reaction to it. So I told her, it's not chemicals. So, and the other thing is, let me tell you, no one can have an allergic reaction to latex who is allergic to latex. The latex is, when it's baked in an oven to form it into a piece of foam, it destroys the protein that causes an allergic reaction in those who are allergic to latex. So you could be deathly allergic to latex, the foam will not cause a reaction. So I knew she's not having an allergic reaction to latex. It's something else, but I didn't have any idea what it was. She continues to write, "Since I had learned so much about beds from your videos, I decided I needed to call Sleep Essentials and talk to someone at your store. I was very surprised when you answered and I was able to speak with you directly. I was so impressed with your knowledge, I wanted my husband also to talk to you. There is a 3-hour time difference, but you let my husband call after store hours. They live in California, I'm in Virginia. When I heard my husband ask for a latex sample, I really didn't think it would work for me. But you sent one. When the latex sample arrived, it wasn't a small piece, it was 2 huge pieces. I thought, if I touch this and put it in my bedroom, I'm dead. I took it out very carefully. There was no strong odor. I touched it, smelled it, no itching at all. So I went ahead and put it in our bedroom for the day. Still no reaction. That night I put both pieces on our bed in pillowcases. I slept all night, absolutely no reaction. I was still hesitant to buy a bed over the internet 3,000 miles away, but we did. It is the most wonderful adjustable latex mattress bed. So she bought the latex mattress from me. She bought an adjustable bed for me, the thing that raises the head and the feet. You made it so easy. I finally sleep. I can breathe. In the morning I am no longer stiff and sore, nor do I hurt. My sister was impressed that I had energy. Lee, I cannot express how grateful I am. Your knowledge of beds and which bed would be right for me was exactly right. I am no longer frustrated. My bed experiences over the years can be summed up with the famous fairy tale This bed is too hard, this bed is too soft. This bed from Sleep Essentials is just right. Now the reason I'm reading that to you is not just to toot my own horn. Yes, what I've learned from her is that I know what she got for me was 100% sap of a tree. I have a strong suspicion the 2 samples she got from other companies were synthetic blended latex, and she uniquely had a reaction to synthetic latex, which is styrene butadiene. I did have another example of a woman who bought a latex pillow from me. She bought a contour latex pillow. The contour latex pillow that I sold at the time was 100%, like the foam rubber in my mattress, 100% sap of a tree, no synthetics. She loved it. She called back, or came back, I don't remember, and decided she wanted 2 standard form pillows, not the contour, but just a standard pillow. Those pillows that I was selling at the time was a blended latex, and I knew it was blended latex. And she called me back, she goes, there's something in this pillow that's making me sick. Now she also assumed there's fire retardant chemicals in it. Of course, they don't require fire retardancy for pillows, just for mattresses. So I knew, well, the only difference between the first latex pillow she got and the second latex pillow she got was the second one had synthetic latex in it. This is why it may be important. The overwhelming majority of people will not have a problem with synthetic latex. But if you're a purist, if you want natural latex, you want one of mine, it is pure. Or if you're doing internet search, you want a GOLS, Global Organic Latex Standard latex mattress. And no fire retardant chemicals. I hope I've impressed you. I hope you're interested in a latex mattress. I have done a very lengthy educational video on my website, mattresseducation.net, and I talk about the marketing gimmicks. I talk about the fire retardant chemicals, how toxic they are, why they did it, why they require mattresses to be flame retardant. It wasn't to save the people, it was to make the chemical industry rich. But anyway, I used a lot of evidence. That video is very long. If you're interested, please go to my website, mattresseducation.net. Otherwise, if you are looking for a latex mattress, you found one of the best, a pure natural, 3 layers, 9 inches thick. Each model is exactly the same thickness. Each model is exactly the same price. The only thing that changes is the firmness. Now, I make 4 different models. The Perfection 40 is the firmest. The Perfection 16 is the softest. Most people buy the 2 in the middle, the 20 and the 30. Depending on your weight, the more someone weighs, the softer the latex is going to feel. So if a man comes in and he's 300 pounds, he's probably going to like the 40. If a little old lady comes in and she's very petite and she has fibromyalgia or lots of little aches and pains, she's probably going to like the Perfection 16. Most people fit in the middle. I would like an opportunity to talk to you about your needs. I would like the opportunity to sell you one of my natural latex mattresses. So please give me a call. We have 3 retail locations, one in Roanoke, Virginia, one in Richmond, Virginia, and one in Raleigh, North Carolina. The information is on my website, mattresseducation.net. The phone numbers are there, the addresses are there, or call me directly. My number is 540-397-2337. I'd be tickled to help you find the perfect firmness, all natural, chemical-free latex mattress. Thank you very much for watching.